Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is Apex Greatness. I am your host, Russell Broderick. This way. Oh, almost got it perfect in everything, but I just had to there we go. This way is Dario Albuquerque. What's up, brother? How we doing?
What's good? I know you didn't know what I just did, but I just did the fusion pose when we did that. And people who watch Dragon Ball know what I did.
Shout out to Dragon Ball. Wait, it's not Dragon Ball Z?
Dragon Ball Z, right. But there's Dragon Ball series that goes in Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball GT, stuff like that.
I haven't watched that shit since I was a child, but I understand it's still cool amongst the youths.
Don't shame us for still watching our cartoons, all right? We have all right.
Look, dude, I went from Barney to Stone Cold Steve Austin. There was very few cartoons.
But I did the same though. I had Stone Cold, Rock, all of them.
Yeah, but it made like when SpongeBob came on. This is such a hard life. But when SpongeBob came on, I was like, fuck this. This is terrible. At a very young age, because I was like, I'd rather watch somebody get a bloodbath or something.
Bro, you're telling me my freaking nephew used to watch the SpongeBob's first movie religiously, just straight. And he would watch it the whole day. And then when I'd change it to put wrestling on, he'd start bitching.
Oh my God.
And I'd tell him to freaking because he would literally say the words back to back to back, just like if he just if it was a song, but it was a movie. He was saying each person's line. I was like, what are you doing, kid? I love you, Ricky, but fuck you.
That'll be the hottest take, I think, of the show because everybody likes SpongeBob. On this note, we're doing some fantasy. We're back. We're doing DraftKings. Another week, hopefully, of some fire. We had some good picks last week. What did we say, dude? The staff.
I haven't been keeping track of what our lineups.
I know we talked about Stafford and Kamara and Galladay, and they got touchdowns.
Yeah.
Cowboys game. But what do you call it? But we're back. We're gonna do each game one by one. We're gonna go through the whole slate. Once again, we have some COVID canceled games. Which is I don't know why I don't even know why New England got moved to the doubleheader. It's because
stay safe, wear masks, boys.
It's because somebody got COVID, right? It wasn't Cam Newton, obviously. That was last week. Was it Stephon Gilmore?
You don't like what? You don't like the mask, boy.
Yo, it's fucked up.
You missed it. You have to watch. Stephon Gilmore hugged my homeboy at the end of the game too, and Mahomes had to freaking quarantine from his pregnant wife because of that boy.
Is he alright?
Yeah, it looks like he's playing.
Negative test. Otherwise,
that matters. He's my quarterback, right?
Dude, they almost canceled. They almost canceled this first game we're going to talk about today. The Jets and the Cardinals because somebody tested positive on the Jets roster.
Oh yeah, what happened with that?
That's all I know. Somebody got tested on the Jets roster.
Something about a presumptive test or something like that.
Yeah, Schefter. Actually, hold on. We're at Schefter's page. So as of right now, Cardinals team plane is scheduled to fly to New Jersey at 6 o'clock Eastern time, and the plane remains in place. So it looks like they're going to play. This was as of 4:35. It's 5:30. So this was about an hour ago. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to start something.
Yeah.
But all right, we're going to get into that.
Do we see any relevant guys from that game?
This game?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a lot of hot takes on this game. I was very nervous when I found out this game almost got canceled because I was doing research, obviously, before the show, and I found a diamond in the rough here that I think that I want to plug into this lineup because one of the keys to at least doing daily fantasy for DraftKings or for football is finding value and finding guys who have a lot of opportunity at a low dollar rate. And this guy in the Jets last week, right? Jeff Smith was activated off IR last week. and immediately gets 9 targets, gets 7 for 81. At $3,000, that's a complete smash. And the pricing on DraftKings this week is very, tight. Very tight. And there's not a lot of guys we're going to find for value. And a lot of the catches that Jeff Smith got, it's Jeff Smith, right? Yeah. A lot of the catches that Jeff Smith got were not just from Darnold, but were from Joe Flacco, and he's the one who's going to play. So, the Cardinals' defense is better this year. It's not like the greatest defense in football. They do pretty good against wide receivers. But I feel like if Jamison Crowder plays in this game, then Patrick Peterson, who's their primary, number one defensive back, is going to shadow Jamison Crowder, who's totally healthy, 5,800, who I would stay away from for that reason. Perriman is listed as doubtful. The biggest reason why Jeff Smith got a lot of targets was because Perriman did not play.
Yeah. And
it looks like he's not going to play again. If both these guys don't play, then Jeff Smith's going to end up in a lot of my lineups. Of course, there's Barrios at 36, who sucked in this last game, but with Sam Darnold, was making headway, was getting targets, was extremely relevant from a fantasy perspective. And just another cheap guy. On the other side of the ball, though, I'm playing pretty much everybody. Kyler, love it. This guy, any quarterback like this that you see that has attempts for decent yardage and touchdowns from the rushing, that turns into over 20-point fantasy days from the quarterback.
Yeah.
The other thing you want to look for are guys that hit the 300-yard bonus. Now, he doesn't hit 300 yards passing. He almost hit against Washington. But for the most part, he's doing a lot of damage on the ground. It's a mix. Similar to Lamar Jackson. It's a mix.
Yeah.
I think Kyler has a chance to double bonus in any game against a bad defense. Right now, this is fake news. The Jets ranking number 1 against quarterbacks. This is the most fake news stat I've ever seen in my life. Because they're giving up. They're giving up. Their bottom third of the league in rush yards a game given up, right?
Yeah.
And when you can do that, sometimes the passing stats are skewed because people aren't passing against you.
Yeah.
So I think Kyler's in a great spot in this game. And if Kyler's in a great spot,
do you think he's going to be owned a lot in this game?
That's the thing I don't know. With New England being off the slate and Buffalo and Tennessee off the slate, that took 2 running quarterbacks off the slate. Well, Cam probably wasn't playing, right? He probably wasn't playing. So.
Yeah, he wasn't. He wasn't playing this week.
So that takes Cam obviously wasn't going to be off the slate, and then Josh Allen was another running quarterback. Similar kind of deal with him. He gets a lot of work done on the ground, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of touchdowns. Damn, he didn't get shit in that last game. But taking those options off the board, I think people are going to try to find those quarterbacks that run a lot. But considering I don't know. I think. What do you think? I'll toss it back to you. What do you think? Is that something you would be nervous about?
With Kyler Murray?
Yeah.
In terms of him perform, I mean, I could see him doing fine against the Jets. I mean, with the running back situation with the Jets, I don't even know. Is Chase Edmonds really supposed to play heavy this week? Or,
all right, so
because it seems like a lot of people have been talking about him this week.
I own Kenyon Drake in season long, so this is kind of a season long thing. Would you place Chase Edmonds in a season long format? I don't know.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't.
I would not play him in this because
for fantasy.
I wouldn't play him in daily fantasy because I just think when you have 2 running backs that are going to split carries and then a third basically running back in Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I think I just don't like that situation. So I stay away from that from a daily fantasy perspective. But the Jets, they give up a lot of runs. But
Yeah.
if I was going to play anybody, I'd play Kyler and stack him with Hopkins and leave it at that, and then bring it back with Jeff Smith. Excuse me. It's one of the most basic names of all time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see anything else. I mean, Le'Veon's supposed to be back this game, but I don't know if he's really gonna do much.
It looks like he's still on IR, but let's see.
No,
He looked good in his return to practice. So people are going to see that IR tag and probably not play him.
Yeah.
But the Cardinals, I mean, it says they give up a lot against the run, but I know they played the Niners. That team's that's a system thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who else have they played? They played.
But I think they did good against the Niners.
I remember Adrian Peterson.
They went against
running
Carolina.
all over them.
So that makes sense. Carolina, you'd expect McCaffrey probably win.
Well, not McCaffrey. It was Mike Davis, and I know Mike Davis had a good week last.
Wasn't that game 1 against Carolina, or was that game 4?
That was game 4. That was last week.
Oh, my bad. Yeah,
I remember because Mike Davis.
Mike Davis. I think he had
really
25 points or something.
Yeah, 22. 16 for 84 and 1, 5 for 27 through the air. Dude, they need shit, right? I don't know. I'm not playing Le'Veon until I see something from Le'Veon, but it's a dart throw. It's a fucking dart throw, without a doubt.
That could be one that you could slip through because of the IR tag, stuff like that.
Yeah. I am not even mad about that. I just think it's a tough, I don't know.
Yeah, it's still 50.
They're at home. He's going to he should get touches. If the game, this is the thing. The Cardinals play fast.
I can see them I can see the Cardinals blowing them out, though.
The Cardinals play fast. So if but, I don't know. Lev is supposed to he didn't catch the ball nearly as much as he's accustomed to, or he was accustomed to in Pittsburgh last year. So that's the thing that makes me nervous.
Yeah. And then there's another thing is, will he be on a snap count because he's just coming back and, he didn't have a preseason. He got injured, the first game of the season. So it's like, do you even expect a lot from him?
Yeah. So, but from that same token, I said when they took Jeff Smith off IR, they used him immediately. He got 9 targets. So
but a running back is a little.
We'll see.
It's a little different.
Adam Gase just doesn't like Le'Veon Bell either. That's the other annoying.
Yeah, that's true.
He doesn't fucking like him. So that's what scares me. When you have a coach that won't tend to call for you, that tends to fuck up your fantasy production.
Yeah.
So
that
would be my only fear. You ready to move on to the next game?
Yeah, for sure.
He's 100%. We just spent 10 minutes on Arizona versus the fucking Jets. All right, let's go. Next game, Falcons at Carolina at the Falcons. Excuse me. This is a sleeper in terms of high scoring. You
think it's a sleeper? I feel like any team going against Atlanta is gonna just have high scoring.
Yeah, but any team going against Carolina you could say the same.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't think it's a sleeper. I feel like it's gonna just be a bombshell.
But you think people are thinking these offenses could get it done?
Oh yeah. Definitely. I could see the Panthers for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So, who do you like then on Carolina? Would you play Teddy Bridgewater at 5,900?
Yeah, I actually have him in a lineup.
Okay.
Yeah, I threw Teddy Bridgewater with Robbie Anderson.
I like that.
And
oh wait, hold on. But did you bring it back with anybody?
No, I did not.
Yeah, you got
because I don't know if I don't know if Julio's is definitely not playing.
Right.
Ridley, I don't know if he's even going to be playing. And if he plays, is he going to be productive?
If Julio doesn't play, and you're suspecting he doesn't, then we have another $3,000 wide receiver we can talk about, because that seems to be my plays so far. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that first name to not offend, but I'm going to say Zacchaeus is his last name. He was fucking fire last week. He was awesome. 9 targets, 8 for 86. And again, we're not expecting huge point totals from these $3,000 guys. We're picking these $3,000 guys so that we can find value in other places. I'm not saying we have to have both these guys in, but I'm just leaving them in here so people can see. I just think with these value plays,
when you want to throw in like players that are going to be really expensive.
Yeah, like a DeAndre Hopkins against the Jets.
Yeah.
Or Zeke, who's playing the Giants.
Yeah.
There's also like not really a lot of extremely high. Like when we started the season, we saw Christian McCaffrey at 10,000.
Yeah.
There's none of that shit. Christian McCaffrey off IR looks like he's gonna be at about 9,000, which is still almost over $1,000 more than any other running back. That's fucking insane. But
I also have Mike Davis on that lineup too, because I feel like he's gonna have a big game again.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, pretty much he's getting Christian McCaffrey workload. And if he's getting Christian McCaffrey workload, he's good for 20 points. Because that workload in that offensive system is good for 20 points. When you're getting these receptions in PPR, like any kind of rushing is just icing on the cake.
Yeah.
Like, look, even in the previous game in Week 3 against the Chargers, not nearly as much rushing efficiency. But finished with a fantasy point higher. Why? Receiving.
Targets, yeah.
Receiving and targets.
Yeah.
Like, I like Mike Davis. I like Mike Davis this week. Now, we got to talk about Todd Gurley real quick. Do you think Todd Gurley is going to get a rushing touchdown against this rushing defense?
Probably.
Then he's playable. Because whenever he gets a rushing touchdown, he at least makes his value. Like, if you're from a cash game standpoint, I feel like Todd Gurley is cash game viable. I don't know if he's going to blow up. I really don't, because they do not use him in the passing game at all. Yeah. They did in Week 1, but that was literally it.
And you'd expect them to, because he doesn't. Like, Matt Ryan doesn't really dink and dunk, though. He kind of throws upfield. So
yeah, and they just put in other backs. They have that guy Hill. Brian Hill, who gets more work for the passing game, right? But they just don't really throw it to their backs. They have receivers. Yeah. They have Hayden Hurst, the tight end. So I think, but I would play Gurley because I just think the Carolina run defense is so bad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You like Robbie Anderson,
and it's not. Atlanta doesn't have problems putting up points. That's not like that team. If anything, they're just gonna be throwing all over the place and getting that. They could get up the field and get them easy, like 1-2 yard touchdowns.
Yeah. And I just feel like if you want to attack Carolina's run defense, then you have to go with Gurley. And I don't know if he'll be super high owned. But, I mean, people might look at this, because I know I've been in a situation where I'm looking through guys and I'm like, he's gotten a touchdown in all but one game this year. And in that one game, he had 21 attempts. Like, they're using him.
Yeah.
But DraftKings specifically is a receivers, like, you need receiving running backs. Those get you more points because of the format, because of the PPR.
For sure.
So, but I needless to say, I think if you needed him for a cash game at a cheap running back value, I think Gurley is a safe option. I really believe that. And if you have him season long, I think you're in a good spot this week. Let's see. I was going to bring up Robbie Anderson. You like Robbie Anderson, right?
Yeah.
Robbie Anderson is, in my opinion, the number one target to Teddy Bridgewater in this offense. His target volume and target share is awesome. Getting almost 10 targets a game. He's turning it into 94 yards a game. Only having one touchdown, I think, is an anomaly, considering his volume and his game. Before this, he was a huge deep threat. But now they're using him on more medium and underneath routes. And I think that touchdown ratio's got to tip at some point.
Yeah. At some point, he's going to just blow up.
Yeah. But I love...
And this could definitely be the game, because Atlanta's defense is horrible.
Yeah. Will Fuller, there's a couple of guys in the league that at any point could have the number one wide receiver game.
Yeah.
And You just gotta guess right. And last year, Will Fuller exploded against Atlanta.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I love Robbie Anderson's fine for me. Anything else? Did I miss anything?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Rams on the road, apparently in the rain, against
That's fun.
the football team. Yeah, against the football team from Washington. Okay, raining. 57% chance of rain for this game. 68 degrees.
Could this be a big running game for the Rams?
If it's true, if that's really going to be the case, then I could see like
they're going to have all three.
That's going to be
backs in though, so I don't know.
You know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I don't like splitting. I don't want to guess.
Okay, so Sunday, October 11th, they play at 1 o'clock in Washington. This says rain. Not a lot of wind, but this says rain.
Yeah.
Damn. I hate that shit. But that makes this kind of like I'll play the defenses for me. Whenever I get in those situations, because Chase Young's back, right? Chase Young practiced this week, looked good. They're at home. How much is Washington against the Rams? It's probably 2,600.
Yeah.
When Chase Young plays, they're capable of getting to the quarterback. When Chase Young doesn't play, you see the results. Doo-doo. And they also played the Ravens last week. Jared Goff's going to be the type of quarterback that a defense like Washington wants to play at home. So I'm gonna put them in for now because I could see Jared Goff struggling.
I just don't see them. I don't see them making big plays though because I don't see a lot of throwing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But there's also in the rain, if they're not going to score a lot of points, like they're probably gonna. I don't know. There's usually some turnovers that happen, but even if they, I don't know. I guess that's a good point. Now that I'm thinking about it. Because you want them to sack the quarterback.
Yeah, you want sacks and you want. I mean, you could guess pick sixes. Like I tried to guess yesterday's game and I played Bears defense because I was hoping Brady threw another pick six.
Yeah.
But like you could hope for those. But
yeah, I could, but it's I feel like if you're stuck with a defense there, like if you need a like especially in season long, I feel like it's a safer bet.
Oh, definitely. Season long, or if you're even doing like a double up bet, and you want to be safe on a defense, you could do that.
Even though and if you don't want to play Washington, I'm sure the Rams are going to be expensive as fuck, but I'm sure they'd probably be worth it against a team that doesn't really know what they're doing at the quarterback position. Where are the Rams? Did I pass them? Oh, there. Yeah, $4,000. Because they've been pretty consistent all year, getting turnovers, getting to the quarterback.
Yeah.
So it's another solid defense to go with. If you think they're going to run a lot, then I'd play Daryl Henderson, but that is a complete dart throw.
Yeah, it could be anyone.
Yeah, I couldn't be positive of that at all.
And it's definitely going to be the 3-back set now because I think Akers, is that his name?
Cam Akers.
I think he practiced in full.
Yeah,
today.
He did. I'm pretty sure he did.
So, and I know Malcolm Brown was.
If I'm right though,
healthy, so.
If I'm right though, and Washington has their way with the Rams, which I'm not putting past. I think that could be a big upset considering the weather. They're at home. I think that could happen. Then Antonio Gibson has done really well all year on a team that he probably shouldn't be doing this on. Like, consistent numbers in the passing game, getting more consistent as the weeks go on, right?
Yeah.
Then getting a touchdown in the last 3 weeks. It's a guessing game, but if they're feeding him he's the only one getting red zone carries. When they get down on the goal line, they're giving this guy the ball.
Yeah.
So it's just another option to go with. I'm just looking at cheap options, honestly. And obviously, like, I don't know. In this situation, it's all weather dependent for Kupp and Robert Woods and Goff. If you're telling me it's going to be clear skies, then
if it's going to be clear skies, I think you could a sneaky option, which I don't know how sneaky it's going to be, but Higbee is. I think they're bad against the tight end, and you've already established that the
tight ends are flow charty.
Yeah, but the Rams specifically, you know, they follow these things. So
yes. But look at that passing yards against.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Usually the disparity is not that crazy. When we're talking about the teams that, like I was saying, that are fake news about their passing yards against.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen Washington play, and like that's the type of game they're trying to play. And the thing that worries me about the Rams is they just played the Giants 17-9 at home. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, maybe they'll be trying to come out and just sling it. Because sometimes when they come east, they like to start fast and get the game over with quickly. So maybe they'll try that. But
I mean, if it's gonna be raining, I don't think they're gonna be slinging it.
If that's what I'm saying. The rain kind of throws off that thought for me.
Yeah.
But those are the guys I like. McLaurin's back. At 6,100, I don't like it. And he's going to get the Jalen Ramsey treatment. So, no thank you.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. All right. Let's see. Philadelphia at Pittsburgh. Oh, wow. Ben Roethlisberger is relatively cheap. Or cheaper than I thought, 6,600.
I'm assuming Pittsburgh's defense is like the highest cost.
You think?
Defense this year. I mean, this week.
Let's see.
Because
you are not correct. They are 3,800.
Oh, wow.
Is this the defense you want to go with, then? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I mean, but it's just... it's pretty expensive, but...
38 is not terrible. I would live with 38 for a team.
You know that they're going to be consistent, and I just see Wentz throwing at least a pick.
Philly has been a mess. They're playing in Pittsburgh. And this team hasn't given up more than 3 touchdowns in any game.
Yeah.
And they have turnovers in every game. And they have 5 sacks in at least 2 games. They are for blood.
Yeah, definitely.
And I like it.
I could see that. And you'll have Carson Wentz scared as shit, probably throwing a bunch of picks. Maybe even a pick 6. I could see that. For sure.
So, when the Steelers' defense does well, right? When the Steelers' defense, 13 points, 7 points, 8 points here, it's directly correlated with James Conner's production.
Yeah.
23 and 27 against Houston. When James Conner finishes the game, he plays well. He gets targets. He gets a touchdown. He gets 100 yards. He's one of the more consistent options. And really, the Steelers' running game, the Steelers' main back is one of the best running backs to have in all fantasy. Because that is how they play. And if we're going to go with their defense, I think that's fine to stack him with, right?
Yeah.
Let's take Josh Smith on the board next. We're going to start to build our lineup a little bit. I'm going to keep Zacchaeus in. You really think Julio's not going to play?
Oh, he's definitely not playing.
Then I'm playing.
I think he's out for like 3 weeks or something.
I will play. I'll play. Do you think who's the cheap option to go with that we talked about so far? Zacchaeus or Jeff Smith? Excuse me. If you had to guess,
I like Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus more.
All right, so
I think that's going to be more of a shootout. But.
So then he'll get more opportunities, and we already have Robbie Anderson in there, so I'm going to leave him. So let's keep going here. So we're Philadelphia.
I'm sorry, my bad. Julio Jones is officially listed as questionable. Yeah. Sorry.
There's been a lot of rumors saying he's not going to play. So if Julio Jones,
like I thought he had like a really bad hamstring.
Yeah, but Julio Jones
aggravated it.
Julio Jones is the toughest son of a bitch in football. Like he plays hurt all the time. He's not one of those guys that plays 100% very often. So just something to think about. But if he does not play,
he looked bad that last game.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
But this is in week 1, this guy had 9 for 100 yards, like his very usual shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if Julio plays, obviously Zacchaeus is tougher to choose, and I might lean towards Jeff Smith. But for now, we can leave Zacchaeus in.
And I think it's really because when we really think about it, Julio, he's they're 0-4. Like there's no reason for them to like push him to play.
Yeah.
To me it just doesn't make sense. So I feel like that's a safe option.
Yeah.
With Zacchaeus.
All right, so Philadelphia, Pittsburgh.
Do you see anybody from the Philly side that you want? Because I just don't. I wouldn't trust
when
anybody.
Wide receivers are down like this.
Yeah.
Zach Ertz shines. When these guys are hurt, Zach Ertz always gets crazy target volume.
Philly's pretty. Philly does decent against the tight end.
Well, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. My bad.
Gives up yards through the pass way more than they do to the run. Like, I will not be playing Miles Sanders. There will be no chance. And if I was going to play anybody on this Philadelphia, just like to be contrarian, I would play Zach Ertz, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be putting him in this fucking lineup. But that's really it for me on that. You got anything? Did I miss anything that you want to talk about?
No, I don't.
Big Ben. Really. Big Ben is Big Ben. He's got all his weapons.
Like, maybe Juju.
It's Philadelphia.
Juju's a big name that you could play. For
I'd rather play Johnson. Johnson for 56. He's been getting more targets.
It's funny. I actually have James Washington on one of my lineups, hoping that he just pops off for whatever reason.
He got hurt, and then he wasn't playing well. But before that, double-digit targets in both games that he played. So Deontay Johnson's definitely at 56 is nice against Philadelphia. All right, let's keep going. So Cincinnati at Baltimore. Another game that says possible rain. 39% chance of rain. And it increases as the afternoon goes. So we might barely miss the rain here. It might be one of those situations where it says it might rain, but like it may start raining at like the end of the game. But we may get first half, clear sky, shit like that.
Yeah.
But this is why I always check. So, honestly, regardless, I'll take Lamar all day of the week and twice on Sunday in these situations. And Mark Andrews is questionable. I have no idea why. Let's find out. Mark Andrews' first appearance on the season. Blah, blah, blah. Seems to be a thigh issue. If he plays, I'm playing Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews smashes Cincinnati all the fucking time.
Yeah, and I know Lamar was complaining about the passing offense, so I think he wants to throw the ball a little bit more. So
yeah,
that looks like it'll be a go. And they just smash bad teams. Yeah. So you know that there is just gonna be an onslaught.
Yes, they do. What do you think about ownership for him though?
Oh, he's gonna be really high for sure. Everyone loves Lamar.
Even though he's $8,000. Last week he was only 5% owned in the single entry $12.
Who did he go against?
Wow, why am I blanking out?
You could click on his name.
Yeah, no, I could just click on his fucking name. Fucking Washington. With no Chase Young. And he got a huge rushing touchdown. 7 for 53 and a touchdown.
And he was 5% owned?
He was 5% owned. He was so cheap.
I'm surprised.
It was so because he was expensive. He was 8,100. Now he's 79 going against Cincinnati. Like,
yeah,
I feel like that. First of all, if you're running cash games, you should start with Lamar Jackson and then just keep going with your lineup. Like, there's no reason for him. Every game, every time he plays, he's gonna get somewhere. 15 is gonna be his floor. This was a bad game for him. This was like the worst possible game. 97 yards and a touchdown with 83 yards on the ground still and a fumble loss. And he still finished with 15 points. That's your fucking floor.
Yeah.
You are guaranteed. But here's the catch with Lamar Jackson. Here's the catch. for a GPP, right? He comes out of the game at the end of these quarters, at the end of the third quarter here. And he never finishes with more than 30 points. Right? Never. He finishes, unless it's a close game the whole way through, he never finishes with more than 30 points. And in this situation where we're pretty sure it's going to be one of these 38-6s, 30. I think with Lamar Jackson, that'll, what do you call it? That's a good cash game bet, but I don't know if I want to play him for the GPP because I don't think this game's going to be close. If you think this game's going to be close, then fucking always go Lamar.
Yeah,
but
I don't think it's going to be close.
Where Pat Mahomes, when Pat Mahomes blows people out, he puts up 40.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen with Lamar Jackson because if they start blowing him out, Lamar's coming out.
Yeah.
So that's my only thing with Lamar Jackson that has me scared. But you can play Andrews. He's good for a touchdown or two. He always kills Cincinnati, as I was saying before. And apparently when he scores twice. And that's it. Or he doesn't do shit. But I like those guys in the game. On the other side, it's just hard to justify playing anybody against.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if Joe Mixon plays, he's going to get, if it's anywhere remotely close, he's going to get touches. And Antonio Gibson got fantasy points against this team. But it's not something I feel fucking confident in.
Yeah. And
that's
does Joe Burrow really like throw to the to the running back? Has Joe Mixon been getting a lot of?
Let's see. Of targets, some targets. Yeah. Well, last game he just completely exploded. This will be the best game he has, maybe in his life, maybe ever again. 25 for 151 and 2 touchdowns with 6 catches and another touchdown. Is fucking bonkers. I don't think he's getting 45 points in this game.
Yeah,
I'd be surprised if he gets 20. But to answer your question about targets, he is getting the targets. He's getting the target shares. They're looking for him. So, but the name of their game is in situations where they have the advantage, get this guy the ball. But I don't expect them to be. I don't expect them to beat or be leading against the scariest Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, facts.
So that's all I got to say about that. This is because of all the switches to the week and whatnot. This is my favorite game on the slate.
It is.
Yes, by a lot. I love everybody in this game. I could make cases. There's paths to 20 points for literally everyone in this game, and I feel like nobody's talking about it. Or, well, people are just scared because Houston has a new coach.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely like Jacksonville's running back for this game.
James Robinson.
Yeah.
So, can I make a case for you? I'm going to make a case.
Sure.
So I looked up Romeo Crennel, right? Who's taking over the head coaching duties for the Houston Texans.
Yeah.
And he loves running the football. He is a classic, almost like Pittsburgh. Great defense, pound the rock as hard as they can. And they're at home. And Jacksonville's rush defense has been ass soup. So, David Johnson has been getting decent number of attempts, but if this number jumps to like 20, I expect David Johnson to have a very big day at 5,200 against Jacksonville, who's at 138 yards per game. I think they're gonna try to put the offense around David Johnson this week. That's my bold prediction. And
I think that's a pretty safe one too.
And love him this week. Like, love him at 5,200. Here was the other thing I was going to say about Romeo Crennel. Romeo Crennel's last head coaching job, he was he was 2-14, I believe, on the Chiefs,
Yep.
and he had this guy. He had Jamal Charles, and Jamal Charles was his All-Pro, first-team All-Pro, and I'm pretty sure he led the league in rushing or was close to it. So even in a situation where he lost a fuck ton of games, his running back got the job done. And that is some shit that I am interested in from a fantasy perspective. So I love David Johnson in this game. If I'm right and that's what they do, then you gotta love Watson and Fuller on play action. You know what I mean? Like it's not like Romo Cano is gonna come in and they're gonna go, oh, we have this amazing quarterback that just like dominates and is fully capable of doing so. Nah, less than 20 times he's gonna throw it. Like, I just think they're gonna build it from the ground up, if that makes sense. But like I said, on the Jacksonville side, love Gardner Minshew this week. 6,200 is not bad from a quarterback pricing standpoint. With DJ Shark at 65 and Laviska Shenault. I love this guy. He does everything. He gets targets and he gets rushing attempts. Like, he didn't get that many in these and I think he got hurt in this game. Or he came in this week questionable, but he had a full he's no longer has an injury designation. Excuse me. Going into the game. 4,500, we're always looking for value. And this is a guy who I think they're going to start to build the offense around. And we've talked about the Houston Texans and how horrendous they are at defense.
Well, do you think the coaching change might trigger something?
Can't fix everything in 1 week, my friend.
Yeah.
Can't fix everything in 1 week. I think the rushing game will get a little better. That's why I'm worried about playing Robinson, because I really believe that's where they're going to build the foundation, especially with a guy like J.J. Watt who's been complaining. You know what I mean? Like, I think they're going to try and build the strategy around bringing pressure on defense and then running the ball on offense. That's my bold prediction based on research that I've done on Romeo Crennel and his coaching. So I feel good about that one. Will Fuller, obviously, like I said, I love that. I would not play any other receiver, though. And people have been trying to talk me into these fucking tight ends all year.
Why?
And
it's just because
if there's anything worse than a running back committee, it's a fucking tight end committee. Shoot me in the face. Like,
it seems like Atkins is like the more of his go-to.
It seems like he's 3,300, and I'm not gonna fucking play him for 3 targets in a game. He had 7 targets in one game against the Ravens, who they have to try new things against, and they sucked. I just don't see him getting a lot of targets. I'm sure this is the game he gets 4 touchdowns and shoves it up my fucking asshole. But that, you know what? If that happens, I'll eat it. I will eat it. There we go. One of your favorite teams.
Nice little shootout.
Yeah, speaking of fucking people in the asshole, Kansas City Chiefs. Talk to me about your team.
I mean, I could see this being a nice little shootout. I feel like they usually, whenever the Chiefs and Oakland go against each other, there's a good 20, 30 point games. So I could see a lot of points.
I was just looking that up.
What, the weather? Yeah, I think he goes off against them too.
I didn't want his age, but I was looking up. I was looking at where the hell is? Oh, here it is. I was looking at the previous games against the Raiders.
Yeah.
Just in the Pat Mahomes era, right?
Yeah.
And the numbers are like As you'd expect. That's what I'm trying to show you now, but I can't seem to. Because, Okay, so here's Pat Mahomes' stats against the Raiders. We got 2 4-touchdown games. Oh, my God. Okay, we got 2 4-touchdown games for Pat Mahomes here. One game where he put up 400 yards, right? They've put up no less. They put up basically 30 a game, right?
Yeah.
And all victories in the Mahomes era. He's never lost to the Raiders.
Yeah.
I'll take some Pat Mahomes in this matchup. I'll do that. And then, of course, if you're gonna take Pat Mahomes,
I feel like that's gonna be really high owned. Everyone usually has like a Mahomes or a Jackson.
Well, here's my thing, my friend. You gotta fucking pick one, because you told me Lamar Jackson's gonna be high owned. You told me Kyler might be high owned, right? You told me there's a couple of the guys here you told me are gonna be high.
I feel like a lot of the expensive quarterbacks are usually high owned.
Nah, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
People usually find guys down here they like Matt Ryan's always good for a bonus. Like Phillip Rivers is playing Cleveland. Bridgewater against Atlanta. That's gonna be chalk, in my opinion. I think that's gonna be really big chalk. People are talking about Daniel Jones against Dallas.
Oh, I would not do that.
Me neither, but there's certain matchups like Ben Roethlisberger against Philadelphia. Like, I think there are certain guys here that are going to be higher owned. And
okay, I definitely like
Pat Mahomes is definitely going to have his choices, but I mean, with all the other stuff we have,
he's going to be worth it.
That's my point. Sure. That's my point. Basically, I was going back to the Lamar Jackson. Even if he's 20% owned, like what is chalk? Like, if we're talking more than 25-30% owned, then you might not want to do this, but I really don't think that's going to happen in like the Millie Maker, for example.
Yeah.
I really don't think that's going to happen. There's too many good options at quarterback at that high dollar value. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if you're like I said, if you're gonna bring,
it's a beautiful stack.
I thought so. If you're gonna bring him back with anybody, you got to do the most consistent wide receiver in football this year. You ever thought you'd find yourself saying that?
I didn't expect Tyreek Hill to be this
touchdown. 5 catches and a touchdown in every single game. You know who had this stat line a few years ago? Adam Thielen started a season like this. Very similar. 5 catches.
Yeah, but he had like 100 yards every game, right?
Yeah, it was 5 catches for 100 and a touchdown every single week. It was crazy. But this is pretty damn good, especially for Tyreek Hill. This is great. We can now say, much like Robbie Anderson, a guy who's fully made this transition from purely a bomb threat to doing everything, all kinds of routes on the route tree. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I love Tyreek Hill. I admit it. I was wrong about Kansas City's defense. I was fucking wrong.
You know, most fans will be assholes about it, but for me, I just say it's okay as long as you understand. Now it's fine.
They really are playing well. And
thank you. You know, we try.
Outside of Darren Waller, I will pass. I made a little bit of cash last week playing Nelson Aguilar, who I came to Sunday morning in a revelation. And I don't know. I don't like that so much. But as I said, only because I brought him up,
they're gonna have to
catch
throw.
A bomb. Yeah, of course.
They're gonna have to throw.
Somebody's gonna have to do something. But there's Hunter Renfrow there.
You got their running back.
There's Waller. They have Jacobs. But I think I'd play Waller and Jacobs if you think the game's gonna be closer. But
yeah,
I like the Chiefs' defense here.
Waller's the safest bet.
I would agree
for sure.
100%. I like Waller, but mainly I would say Chiefs. It looks very similar to what we saw here. for the rest of these games.
Oh,
40
yeah.
to 9, 28 to 10, 35
I
to
agree.
3. I think that's your game right here. I think that's going to be how this turns out.
I'd love to see that.
But all right.
Oh, man.
San Francisco and Miami. Garoppolo's playing. Does that matter?
Yeah. Does it matter? Yeah, a little bit. I mean, some of the receivers now kind of matter a little bit more.
Okay,
But,
you want my opinion?
What? So
does not matter. Not one little bit. If Mostert's playing, that's who you're playing in this matchup, and that's all you're playing in this matchup. Maybe you want to play Kittle if you feel lucky, but I don't mind.
McKinnon?
I'm not
you
playing.
Think McKinnon's earned a spot?
If Mostert's playing, I'm playing Mostert. Period. I've learned my lesson more than once, my friend. I have learned that lesson. Raheem Mostert is a bad motherfucker, and they love him. And when he plays, he does well.
Yeah.
And that's it. It doesn't matter how many touches he gets. Even if, look at this scenario. This dude got 8 touches. He still almost had 100 yards and a touchdown. This guy is nice. I don't bet against
the Jets.
They're playing the Dolphins.
That's true.
It's not like we're moving the fucking.
But he's coming off injury too. I don't know.
Fuck that, man. If he plays, I'm playing him. Fuck that. I'm afraid of Raheem Mostert. He scares me from a fantasy perspective. That's the guy that I'm like, oh, sweet, I have this lineup. I didn't miss anybody. Nice. I'm on my way to the top of the rankings. Then Raheem Mostert has like fucking 40 points. All right, so who else do you like on San Francisco? How do you feel about Kittle? I don't think we talked about him.
I mean, Kittle is going to always be. I mean, are most of the wide receivers out?
Yes.
Because so.
Well, Samuel's probably going to play. He's listed as questionable here.
Yeah. Debo.
What about Ayuk, the rookie?
I just know Kittle's like his main target. Always.
Yeah, so last game in his first comeback game, he had 15 targets and he had 15 catches. So he completely smashed. Absolute dominance. He made up 3 games worth of catches in a game. Incredible. Very few tight ends in the league get that type of look and that type of production out of those looks. Yeah. Miami is 8th against tight ends, but they're 28th in general against the pass.
It literally means nothing with Kittle. Kittle's like a beast. But he's also really expensive for the tight end spot.
Yeah, but honestly, this is a week where we're going to be paying up at tight end for a bunch of reasons. And I can explain that. If we get to a point where we have to break down tight end, I'll explain why. But there's just like...
Well, I love Cox.
Yeah. Fuck this guy. Fucking Cox. Cox gets another touchdown on 2 targets. Ridiculous. We're almost to that game, though. But on the Miami side, how much do you respect San Francisco's defense? Yeah,
I mean, I'm running the defense.
You're running San Francisco's defense.
Yeah, in my actual league, so I'm hoping they go off. But I mean, their defense always could do because Fitzpatrick could always be Fitztragic or Fitzmagic, depending on how he's gonna be, and he's gonna. I mean, I could just see him making mistakes. So I see their defense being a
how much is their defense this week? Go here. I'm just trying to see how much their defense is this week. Only 3,700, so cheaper than the Steelers. And they're at home, and Miami's got to travel cross country. It impacts the Western teams usually more, but I don't know. I think we should still stay with the Steelers. I agree. Just don't count Fitzmagic out anymore. I just don't even.
This has been the most consistent year he's had, in the last couple. So
definitely since the Bucks, that big Bucks year where he was just destroying the world. Yeah, he's had 25 points a game. Outside of week 1, he's been averaging 25 points a game.
Yeah, and he only did bad against a New England team that knows him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
and even in a game where he had 2 interceptions here, he still got the 300-yard bonus, and he still got over 26 points because he was running. That's the other thing. This is the new aspect of his game. When he was playing for the Jets, he wasn't really doing all this. Now, Ryan Fitzpatrick is just what I imagine like, every time I see him, I just go, that must be what it's like to just not care at all. To just give zero fucks. And like, oh, if I throw 4 picks, if I throw 3 touchdowns, it literally doesn't matter. Like, he's a legend. I hope we have more guys like this in future.
Just hearing you call him a legend and seeing his face on fact.
Dude, like, he's a legend. I don't care.
Yeah.
He might not be a Hall of Famer, but he's definitively a legend to me.
Yeah. Fitzmagic. Yeah.
I love Fitzmagic. But against San Francisco, definitely a tournament dart throw. Like, if you're doing multi-entry, you got to throw.
Yeah.
You got to at least throw it in there as a dart throw. You never know with him.
Yeah. Who else you thinking you might play from
if
Miami?
In the situation where Fitzmagic goes off, it's relatively unlikely, but in that situation, Devontae Parker, Mike Gesicki. Basically who I would want. You know, they haven't really been that good against wide receivers. And Devontae Parker has a knack for beating up good defenses when targeted.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Like, you remember last year when he
he was
torched Steph Gilmore?
Yeah. And he was giving him the business.
Yeah. If he gets targeted, he's productive.
Yeah. And he's gonna be low owned because no one is gonna touch that.
All right. So yeah, we still have lots of money, but yeah, okay, so Devontae Parker and then Gesicki. I would not play Gesicki. I don't like Gesicki in this matchup at all. Yeah.
I mean, he's done bad the last looks like it.
What the fuck is going on? All right,
he's done pretty, like, he's been targeted like twice in the last 2 games. So maybe 3 times in the last 2 games, Gesicki. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, but he gets targeted in the red zone. Right?
Yeah,
aren't these tutties?
But it's just like, no, it's just one tutty.
And Seattle, I would still play tight ends against Seattle. I mean, the Dolphins are the Dolphins. You never really know with them. You know what I mean? But, like, those are the guys I would play if you think Fitzmagic's going to have a good game.
Yeah.
Going to be Parker.
I could see Gaskins doing something too, just because I know San Francisco is not that great against the run. So
I think I have what's called a blind spot for Gaskin. I look at these numbers and these numbers, and I see the obvious work, but every time I see it, just for me, it's like not enough.
Yeah, like, I think it's just the Miami effect, though. Like, it's just like, Miami sucks, but I mean, how much does he cost this year? I mean, this $4,800. If you're just trying to plug in somebody to get you a couple of points or something, like as the last option to like fit your team or something. Yeah, I could see him being a nice little option.
Yeah,
or you can go boom or bust. Yeah. Ooh, I fall apart down to my core. Ooh, didn't know it before. Surprised when you caught me off guard. You was my shorty, I thought. You know that song?
Nope, but I made sure I recorded that shit. There's 100% chance that I got that.
Post Malone.
On that note, let's go to the next game. That's staying in, just so you know. That's going to be a random cut, and it's just going to be you singing, and people are either going to love it or turn our shit off immediately.
Because that's probably the. Oh, I'm definitely going to have to listen to this one.
You nailed it. Yeah.
Because I need to hear my horrible singing.
You don't even listen to your own shit. Don't refuse.
No, I do, but
we got Giants.
I think this is gonna be a shootout or a massacre. But either way, I think there's gonna be a lot of points scored in this game.
Well, I assume you mean Cowboys are gonna massacre the Giants, or Giants are gonna massacre the Cowboys.
Oh no, definitely the Cowboys are gonna massacre the Giants. Or if it's a shootout, it's definitely. It has potential to be a shootout. It depends on how much.
I think the answer to the question you're trying to. I think if we're going to do Jeopardy style, because you're trying to come up with the answer here. I think the question is, how good is Dallas's defense really? Or the real question is, how bad?
It's extremely horrible. They have like a bunch of injuries.
So they've played I'm listening.
And they've had just like, this is definitely that get right game. If it was gonna be a get right game, it's definitely gonna be this one.
So they've played.
If the defense is gonna go crazy, but I wouldn't trust the Giants players. Like if we have to choose who I want to play, I'm gonna go more Dallas than Giants, of course.
So, oh shit, they have played. Arguably, let's see, Rams, high-powered offense, potent offense, but still held them to okay. Then, Van Der Esch got injured, right? And after that, they played Atlanta, a healthy Atlanta with all their weapons, smashed. Then they played Russell Wilson, who's literally destroyed everyone. And then they played the Browns, a team that has all the weapons. Like, now they're going to play the Giants. Like, I'm just not sure. I'm a resident Giant hater. There's no secrets there. But I'm just not sure how bad that defense really is. And the Giants are coming to Jerry World. So fans are going to be there. I love Zeke. I love CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Remember when Amari Cooper was $6,000?
Yeah,
that'll fucking never happen again.
I think the safer bet out of those three receivers is always going to be CD.
Are you serious? Over Amari Cooper?
Yeah.
Wow.
For the value.
Okay. I was gonna say Amari Cooper, I would take over CeeDee Lamb any day and twice on Sunday.
Oh no, yeah, I'm talking about more so the value with bang for your buck. If I'm gonna pay $7,400 and I'm gonna get what is CD? Like, if you look at the difference between what
that's the thing. CD has obviously taken over the role of like switchblade player who does a bunch of different shit, and I think he's the number 2 receiver officially on this offense. Because Gallup's just not getting the looks, and CD.
And I feel like the only reason they're not just pushing him to be number 1, because I think they think that he's the best receiver in that core, to be honest. But
over Amari Cooper, I don't think so.
I think it's because of their contract that they're not gonna let.
Maybe
it doesn't make sense.
He's not better than Amari Cooper, not yet. I'm not ready to say that. Amari Cooper is fucking real. Amari
Cooper is a pussy.
What does that have? I mean, he's a pussy that gets fucking 80.
Yo, I saw him get locked down.
A ton of yards and a ton of touchdowns.
Yeah, I get it.
He also plays hurt a lot.
Yeah, I guess.
That's a weird statement.
I saw him legit get locked up by Stephon Gilmore.
Stephon Gilmore is good at locking people up.
Yeah, but like I saw like a Devontae Parker the very next game. they like game destroy Gilmore.
Yeah, but so, Devontae Parker, as we've seen, has his way with that team because they're in division. They see a lot of each other.
But it's just like and Hopkins doesn't like I just don't.
Hopkins doesn't really fuck up Gilmore like that, but Hopkins is one of those guys that fucks up everybody. It doesn't matter. Like I think you're like, I don't know if Amari Cooper is one of the 5 best receivers in the league, but I think Amari Cooper might be one of the 10 best receivers in the league.
You see, to me, I don't know, man.
All right, let's play this game. Let's play this game.
I feel like he's not consistent enough.
What is this? What is this then?
Yeah,
he's
but
not had less than 80 yards in any game.
Look at last year, though. Is what I'm saying.
Hold that thought. We can get these.
Watch how night and day it's gonna be.
I think you're gonna be surprised
when he goes from the road to home. Like it's like
right. I understand that, but he's at home. Even if you're gonna say that.
Yeah, so he's gonna give you 8 good games.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, even for this scenario, he's at home, so he'll put his numbers up. Where's the? How do I do this again? Oh, here we go.
2019. Yeah.
I love this. Shout out to the Sleeper app. Shit is fire. So consistently, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 touchdowns on the year. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games where he's got less than 5 catches. And then he's got
5 duds.
He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games over 50 yards receiving, at least, with 8 touchdowns. Like, he's not whack at all. I don't want to count up all these receptions.
Is he worth the 7,900 or whatever they're playing him for? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
who are you gonna? Like, who would they have gotten in that scenario? They needed a number 1 receiver at the time. And
I think if they knew that they were gonna have CeeDee Lamb at in the draft already, I think they wouldn't have paid him.
Okay, here's my point. I guess this is why I look at it this way. I think he was on the Raiders here. This year, was it this year or the year after? When was his first Cowboys year? 2 years ago, right?
Like, look at how inconsistent that is too.
Well,
like,
this is what I'm getting there. But I want to know when he started playing for the Cowboys. I can't remember.
He started playing for the Cowboys in the middle of 2018. Oh, yeah,
2 years ago. 17, right?
It was in the middle of 2019 that 18 that he played for the Cowboys.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so this is his last Raiders year. This is how I remember him. I remember him having 2 or 3 games where he blew up right here and then sucking pretty much. And then he went to the Cowboys and was consistently, he started putting together more consistent numbers, I guess. And now, he's clearly the number 1 target. He's clearly, he's had a great season to start so far. And, I mean, the problem isn't their offense for the Dallas Cowboys. You know what I mean? The problem's their defense.
Yeah.
But we can take advantage of that for fantasy, so it's okay. So,
yes,
I like Amari Cooper, obviously. But if you need an expensive receiver and you want to pivot from like the Hopkins of the world or the like Tyreek Hill, guys like that, like I think Cooper's going to be, I don't know. The Cowboys are all going to be super high owned because they've led people to millionaire maker contests victories. In the last month. Like, if you played Dak Prescott with a stack, you're chilling.
Yeah.
So, all right. Here's the thing with Daniel Jones. Like I said, I just don't trust it. If you want it for a fucking GPP dart throw, Slayton all day. This guy has the potential to absolutely boom on any given week, especially against a bad defense. And he's getting 7 or 8 targets, basically averaging 8 targets a game.
Yeah.
It's just about him getting the explosion play. And if you think Dallas' defense sucks...
Oh, they definitely. You could see something like that happening for sure.
Totally get away with playing Slayton.
Yeah.
So we might come back to him, as a matter of fact. But I think we covered everybody. Dalton Schultz.
What do you think?
You want to tell me anything about Dalton Schultz?
Yeah, Mans is the Mans.
Yeah, fantastic analysis. It's good. It's great.
I think he could get you a decent amount of points, and he's not that expensive. And I doubt he's gonna be really high owned, seeing that a lot of people are probably gonna put Amari or CD as like their main Cowboys, and Zeke obviously.
I'm just so surprised that Mike McCarthy never established a tight end in Green Bay when he was working with Aaron Rodgers. They tried so many times and failed. And now Dalton Schultz is easily getting over with Prescott. Like, I just think that's...
Yeah. Well, and that's what I was trying to... That was kind of what I was saying before. Like, in the West Coast, usually tight ends are, like, established in the West Coast offense. So that's why I thought whoever Dallas' tight end would be, like, pretty good. And I thought this was going to be Blake Jarwin pretty much. But instead it's Schultz.
Yeah. Where'd you hear that tight ends are good in the West Coast offense?
I know you're going to get mad at this, but Shannon Sharp, and he played in the West Coast offense.
Yeah, but he didn't invent the West Coast offense. Bill Walsh did, and there was no significant tight end in that offense. Another reason why I hate this dude.
But time out. Who's arguably the greatest tight end ever?
Gronk. And then after Gronk is Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah,
and then after Tony Gonzalez, who else would be there?
Yeah, exactly. But Tony Gonzalez...
Maybe Shannon Sharp after that.
Didn't Tony play in the West Coast offense?
Not really.
Kansas
he had like
City?
8 different coaches.
In Kansas City?
And none of them were Andy Reid. Yeah, like he...
I feel like I've definitely heard that. Like them talk about it.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, he knows offenses. But what I'm saying is, Bill Walsh didn't say, because he invented it with the Niners, and he wasn't like, yo, tight ends are fire.
Yeah, but it gets modified throughout the years. You think that the West Coast offense from the 90s is the exact same thing that's going to be from, or like...
Well, everybody's going to have their own things, but it's not like a tried and true, you know what I mean? But I figured it was something like that, because I was like, who says that? I was like, who says tight ends are lit in the West Coast offense? I've never heard that before. But maybe I'm wrong. You looking it up?
Yeah.
Do it. I want to know. I've been wrong before, not afraid to be wrong again.
I understand you hate him, or hate on them, but like you can't just make it seem like anything they say is wrong.
No,
when they're talking about a game that they played, like whether you if he was talking about basketball, sure, but he's talking about literally the game that he played and the system that he played in. If you ask about public accounting advice, and I was just there for 4 years, and I tell you 5 years from now, like what it's like, you're not gonna take it for what it is because I like actually lived through it. You're gonna take that because I have experience in it. Like it doesn't matter what it is.
So apparently, it is different people in every offense. So in San Francisco is Jerry Weiss. In Philadelphia, it's Ricky Waters. In Denver, it was Shannon Sharp. In Arizona, is under Jim Fassel is Larry Centers, who's a fullback. So it's different people.
Like look at even the West with the Chiefs right now. You got if you have a great tight end, you're gonna make it work.
The only thing I knew 100% about the West Coast offense was this.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I knew for sure.
That's pretty much like how it's like.
Yeah. But that's not dependent on
the ball along.
That's not dependent on the tight end. That's why I was bugging, because I was like,
yeah, but the tight end like plays a role in it, because when you go, because it adds an extra, like, at least from what I know, like the reason tight ends are so good is if they could block, and then if they block the guy and get away and give the court, especially a mobile quarterback, and usually mobile quarterbacks have to be in this offense, right? I'm pretty sure that's like
define mobile, like not like a Mike Vick, but like Steve
Mahomes,
Young was kind of like
how Mahomes
scrambling.
Is like mobile.
Yeah, kind of like
exactly.
That. Yeah. Andy Reid's big on the West Coast.
Yeah, and when like being able to block and then get away after the quarterback has like ran out of the pocket or something makes it easier. Like there's like a one of the checkdowns or the safety nets.
Yeah.
Of the quarterback. But like you could see how that's an important piece of the offense, though. Like,
no, what I was confused on is because I was like, I just didn't think that was a flat out rule.
I've heard him say it, and I've heard multiple other like people who like they talk about that a lot, and it's like football players. So I'm just like taking like, of course, like I mean, I guess I could have came down and read exactly what the West Coast offense is. I'm not busting your balls
on that. I was just confused. I've been wrong before. Fucking, it's not about that. For me, it's just like if I don't know something, I want to know something, and that's. I didn't even know that you were going to tell me that Shannon Sharp fucking told you that.
Yeah.
I just immediately. But am I surprised? No. I'm not.
No, that what? This Shannon Sharp told me that?
Yeah, because it was immediately it hit my bullshit alarm. And I didn't even know. Like, because I was just confused. Because I never heard that before.
So like Kittle's another guy. That's the West Coast offense.
That's more like power run, zone run. They do everything more not from intermediate passes, but from pounding the rock hard.
Yeah, I mean that's where it's established from, but like their passing is that though.
Well, I would say a great example of the West Coast offense would be Kelsey.
Yeah, of course, because that's actually what it is.
Like in that situation,
a
that's
lot of these
yeah,
things
but
are
that
like
to me is
modified,
West
though.
Coast. Like, but it's not. But to me, Kittle that's a great blocking tight end, and he
Yeah,
is
he's the best in the league.
Yeah, and he is and the reason why that all works, and same thing with Mark Andrews, is because they're blocked first and happen to be excel at like catching these passes.
Yeah,
Kittle I'd say is an excellent receiver, but Kelsey's the other way around. Kelsey not necessarily known for his excellent blocking, but gets the targets from the West Coast system because there's a lot of passing, and the Andy Reid style is a lot of different. You know what I mean? Different things, but that's why I was curious about it. All right, so next we have the Indianapolis Colts and the Cleveland Browns. I love Kareem Hunt in this matchup. I know that might sound crazy because the Colts defense is, I don't know if you know this, good.
It's number 1 in the league.
Very good. And they don't exactly let anyone run on them.
Yeah.
But I really like Kareem Hunt in this matchup. I said it last week when I thought Kareem Hunt wasn't gonna play last week. Or was that last week or 2 weeks ago? When the fuck was that?
Yeah, it was last week.
It was last week.
The groin injury.
I was like, you have to play Nick Chubb, smash Nick Chubb, smash, smash, smash. And that was a maybe. Now, this is a definite.
Yeah.
He's not playing. He won't be there. Don't have to worry about him. I don't care how little amount of rushing yards they give up. Stefanski's offense is designed around pounding the rock, getting the running back very heavily involved.
Yeah. And just for his own like personal thing, could we go back to like Kareem Hunt's, like I feel like he's never had a game under 10 points.
Are you saying in his life?
Yeah, for fantasy. Or like if there is, like it's like 1. Because I had him for all of 2018 and he smashed. And then last year when he played, I think he averaged like over 10 points a game too. For every game. And, like he's very consistent.
Well, when I had him in 2018, he was fire.
Yeah.
This will be a funny thing to look up though. So none in this year, obviously.
And then he suspended.
2 games at the end of last season. He had under 10 points in PPR.
Okay. All right.
1 game at the start of last year.
Yep. Yeah.
And then he totally smashed. That was the year I had him.
Yes, me too.
Fucking love that sexy ass man. And then 1, 2, so 5 in his whole life.
In his whole life. Okay. So like
that was a worth it exercise.
Yeah. So if you go in like especially getting full workload.
Yeah.
Week 5, he's most likely gonna get at least 10 points. At least.
Yeah, I cannot deny the logic. Do you want to play him?
Yeah. I can see him not being owned at all. Yeah. Like because of the matchup, I could see him not being owned.
Well, look at this price range, right? You got Mike Davis. He's going to get smashed, right? Lots of people are going to click his name. You got Kelsey against Vegas. People are going to click his name. This is just a flex spot. You got Odell. He was in a fire spot last game, had the best game he's had in years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
He went off.
There's also Shark versus Houston. I like that. But I think Kareem Hunt is like, if you're in a cash game, I think you can't go wrong with Kareem Hunt. Yeah, I don't think we should be playing him here, actually, on second thought, because I actually like DJ Shark and a couple other guys in this price range. But
yeah, I can see that.
On the Colts side, Jonathan Taylor. Like, I love Jonathan Taylor.
How's Cleveland's run defense?
Very good. So, but that's what they want to do, right? Do you think the Browns have any chance to be leading this contest to end the first half? I know it's a specific question, but at the end of the first half, could you see the Browns?
I could see that if they go off to a hot start, I could definitely see them.
Okay, if that happens,
because I like their offense better than Indiana's, to be honest.
If that
I just don't know if I like their offense against that defense. But my bad.
No, you're good. if that happens, and the Browns go up by 2 touchdowns, and the Colts find themselves in a position where they have to throw, I promise T.Y. Hilton will start getting off.
You think?
Yeah.
Because I
reports over multiple weeks have called him, quote, the focal point of the passing game.
Yeah.
And they have said repeatedly out of that coaching staff that they really haven't needed to use their passing offense. When they did in the one game against Jacksonville, he had 9 targets. If you give T.Y. Hilton 9 targets, yeah, he wasn't able to find the end zone. But if you give T.Y. Hilton 9 targets several times, they're running a true West Coast offense. Lots of short passes, lots of running the ball. And in that scenario, he's not going to get a lot of deep looks, but if the Browns are able to go up, they are terrible against the pass. They're getting 300 yards thrown against them a game. I love Phillip Rivers as a sneaky tournament play and stacking him with this man. Because
that's very risky.
Oh, yeah, fuck yeah. It's super risky.
Yeah.
I'm totally aware of that.
That could get you 10 points, or that could get you like 60.
Yeah. That's why it's a GPP play. It's not a cash game play. But everything coming out of Indianapolis says that T.Y.'s not in the fucking doghouse or anything like that. They're just not passing because they don't need to. I mean, look at these scores. Outside of week 1, these have been fucking low scoring, like either blowouts or low scoring affairs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if the Browns kick the pace up on them, T.Y. is going to be fucking needed. So I really like that as a sneaky GPP play, 100%. But all right, we got 2 spots left to fill here. What do you want to go with?
How you feel about Cox?
See, you know how T.Y. I saw these target shares here, and it said 5, 6, 9. Nothing really below 5.
Yeah.
This 2 targets, fuck that. Fuck that.
Touchdown. You see what it's
but look, it got him 8 points.
In the end zone.
Fuck that.
But they're really bad against the tight end though. And Phillip Rivers likes the tight end. We've established this.
But there's 2 other tight ends also in Indianapolis of relevance. You got Jack Doyle, right?
But he
steals
really
targets. Yeah, but this is a grand total of how many targets did we get to last week? So far,
5 targets in 4 games.
And we got Trey Burton, who got more targets than both of them combined last week, and did precisely nothing with it.
Yeah.
This is a terrifying situation for me, from a tight end standpoint. Okay. Absolutely terrifying. Honestly, David Njoku's coming back. I would play him over both of them because at least Njoku is going to get looks because he loves him. And there's not anybody else here. There's Austin Hooper, but Austin Hooper recently has started popping off. I don't know. It's another situation. I actually don't like this whole game. Fuck that. Yeah. From the tight end standpoint, I really don't like the whole thing. I really wouldn't pay less than $4,000 this week for a tight end, honestly. It's just hard.
Would pay less than $4,000?
Yeah, I would not pay less.
Oh, you would not pay less than $4,000.
Hayden Hurst gets targets every single week. Has found himself in the end zone a couple of weeks. And this game, we already used to. I mean, they're pretty good against the pass. I don't know. I don't like Higbee because he doesn't run enough routes.
Yeah, but it's going to be a rainy game too, so
yeah,
you don't know how much. Ertz is the safe bet because he's going to get a bunch of targets.
Well, actually, we need a bring back guy with the Mahomes stack.
Waller.
So we could do this. We'll run Waller, and then we got 4,700 for a flex. Oh, I really don't want to play Chase Edmonds. That hurts my heart.
You can keep going down.
I'm going to. I'm just looking at. That I can't. I need Kenyon Drake to please play well. Oh, Deshaun Jackson's out. So you got Greg Ward, who's good for at least 7 targets.
I'm not trusting that.
Not against Pittsburgh.
Not against Pittsburgh,
But
especially
Pittsburgh,
since we got Pittsburgh's defense.
yeah,
Don't we?
that's true. Let's see.
Ingram is probably someone you could go with.
Evan Ingram? Here's the thing with Evan Ingram. Yeah, he's getting targets, but like, I just don't.
But Dallas defense is really ass, though. Like,
that's the thing. How bad are we talking? And if they're that bad, why wouldn't I want to play Devonta Freeman over Evan Ingram?
Because we're doing tight end, are we?
No, this is flex. We did tight end.
Oh, this is flex? Oh, okay, my bad,
yeah.
my bad.
We picked Waller.
Oh, yeah, we got Waller. Okay. Let's just keep checking real quick.
There's Golden Tate. I'd rather play Golden Tate against Dallas, honestly. Because I know he's got huge upside. He has a career of booming. Like, there's always Hardman. We could do the double stack and do Hardman and roll the dice with that.
Miko. Yeah. Justin Jefferson. Oh, no, Justin Jefferson's too expensive.
He's also not on the main slate.
Oh, is he not a Sunday game?
It's probably Sunday night.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Got to do everything from the daytime. I love Chenault. But is he capped at like 15 points? I feel like maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. What about what's wrong with Hardman?
Miko?
Yeah. From a GPP standpoint.
Who do you think is gonna have the bigger game? Like, I'm feeling like Tyreek Hill's gonna have the big game that day.
Here's my thing. Who cares? They both could get 20 points, and then Mahomes, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Actually, you know
I just
what?
feel like Miko's never like. I feel like Watkins is gonna be. It would be.
Well, we don't have anybody playing in the afternoon, and I always like to have at least one guy from the afternoon, because it just feels like you're chasing, or it feels like you're stuck. If that makes any sense, like you're just watching yourself go down after 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Hey, that drives me nuts. What about? See if we can get targets. Ooh. Keelan Cole is the number 1 wide receiver. I'm pretty sure he's still the number 1 wide receiver in Jacksonville. And if we want to attack Houston, he's gonna get looks. So we could go there. I don't know. What do you like the most? Could do Watkins too. I just don't trust Watkins. He's always so inconsistent. He never ends up in the end zone.
Yeah, but he always has one of those like big games though, doesn't he? Like, I feel like you always see one of those like.
We might have already seen it in week 1.
21.
7 for 82 and a touchdown might be it. He always does that week 1 too. I don't know. I think.
What is Parker? What is Parker?
Which part? Who?
Yeah. Devontae Parker. He's probably not. He's not. He's.
Yeah, he's probably like 6K. Yeah, it's 5,900.
Yeah.
Nah, I think we should go. Damn, if we had 100 more bucks.
If you gotta go cheap, if you're gonna have to go cheaper, I'd do a running back over us. I mean, a receiver's more boom bust. So you're gonna have someone go off, or you're gonna. But like with a running back, you at least get some type of consistency.
I really think Freeman could have a big game. I think he's gonna find himself in the end zone against Dallas.
I could see that.
And he fits the 4 o'clock thing that we wanted to find. So
yeah.
Final lineup. We got Pat Mahomes. We have James Conner. We have David Johnson. We have Robbie Anderson. We have Tyreek the Freak. We have Zacchaeus. But if Julio plays, I would not play Zacchaeus. I would switch to Jeff Smith at $300 or $3,000, who's on the Jets. We got Darren Waller to bring it back with our stack. And we got Devonta Freeman against what we're thinking is a doo-doo city Dallas defense with the Steelers.
XO.
Obviously, the Steelers defense going against Philly. Forgot about that. What do you think? You happy with this?
Yeah, I definitely see Freeman getting the game-winning touchdown too.
Yeah.
Because Dallas fucking sucks.
Yeah. I could totally see it. But this has been Apex Greatness. I'm Russell Broderick. That's Dario Albuquerque. And we are out of here as I drop my phone on the ground.
Deuces.